Come join us in our quest to solve the mystery of Gravity Falls, Oregon by listening to me, Leo, someone who's already seen the show, and Maya, someone who's completely new to the wondrous town of Gravity Falls.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Episode 7, Double Dipper.
Okay, hello guys. So, this time we are not gonna be late. So, this episode is, I'm actually really excited for this episode. And also, I just want to say, I hope that you guys had an amazing New Year. Happy New Year, Maya.
Yes, Happy New Year. Of course, we're recording this on January 1st, guys.
Yeah, the first episode of the year. So,
Woo-hoo.
yeah. Also, let me just say, this episode is going to be the best episode of the year so far, okay? Yeah, best episode of the year so far. Anyways, that didn't seem like a enthusiastic ha. Anyways, so, this episode is called Double Dipper. What do you think about that?
Maybe Dipper's gonna clone himself.
Why do you think that?
Because, Double Dipper,
Maybe, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Okay, then. So,
okay,
what?
I can tell by your face that I guessed that correctly.
Bro, you can tell from this.
Yeah, okay, you have, a smile, and you're like...
I'm not smiling, I'm doing this.
Oh my gosh, she must have, looked that up, but I didn't. It's just kind of obvious, because I thought of double, and I was like, okay, there's multiple, so multiple dippers. Cloning Dipper.
Okay. I see why you could think that. So, what? So, do you think that this will have any plot relevance?
Maybe.
That's a good answer. Okay, then. And so, without further ado, are you ready to get into the episode?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. Okay, then. So, we just finished watching episode 7. And so, were you correct, Maya?
I was.
Yep, she was completely correct. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, before we say anything else, would you like to get into the recap?
Sure.
Okay. So, we start off strong with just a random rhino head on the wall, and somebody puts a party hat on it. And we find out that somebody is Seuss. So, we see Wendy and Seuss putting up decorations for something, and Dipper and Mabel are just kind of in the corner using silly string, which is actually going to be my fun fact later on. And so, they're basically just spraying each other with silly string, and then Wendy just comes over and joins in on the fun. But Stan is not having it. So he takes away the party supplies. And that's how we find out that they're throwing a party, apparently. So Stan is basically trying to get people to spend a large amount of money so that way they can get in. And he needs Dipper and Mabel to go copy some flyers to put up around town, I guess. And so Dipper and Mabel are tasked to do it. And when they go to the copy machine that Stan says that he supposedly fixed, even though he didn't, and it's honestly just trash, they find out that the copy machine can, in Dipper's words, copy human beings. And so when Dipper puts his arm on the copy machine, it just copies his arm, and the arm starts flopping around. And so Dipper throws his soda at the arm, and it just disintegrates. And then we get the title song. Yep, we got all of that within 2 minutes. Maya, would you like to continue?
Yes, sorry about that. So, Dipper, so Grandpa Stan is telling everybody, what their jobs are for the party. So Seuss is going to be DJ. Wendy and Mabel were going to work the ticket stand, but Dipper wanted to instead, because Mabel said she wanted to make friends at the party, so Dipper volunteered, and And he said, because he could, like, work with Wendy. And Mabel's now making fun of Dipper for saying, I can work with Wendy. And Dipper says he's going to make a plan, so his night with Wendy goes perfect. So, step 1 for the plan was to get to know everybody.
I have the whole list written down.
Yeah, hold on. He said, step 1, get to know everyone. Final step, ask her to dance, is what Dipper says. But
That's not exactly true.
yeah, that's not exactly true. So we can see Dipper holding a whole thing of a 20-step plan. And we paused it and we took out every step. So, Leo, do you want to read all the steps?
Sure. So, yeah, he says that the first step is to get to know each other with a playful banter. That's not what the actual step is, as we can see from the list. The real step 1 is to smile. Step 2, wear clean pants. Step 3 is to compliment her hair. Step 4, laugh at her jokes. Step 5 is to be nice. Step 6 is to block Robbie. I don't know what he means by that. Step 7 is to wear fitted clothing. Step 8 is to wear a tie. Step 9 is to talk to her like a normal person. Step 10 is to describe how she smells, which is honestly kind of weird. Step 11 is to make her laugh. Step 12 is to agree with everything that she says. Step 13 is to pretend that he's fun. Step 14 is to pretend that he's confident. Step 15 is to mop up sweat, and then in parentheses it says, in private. Step 16 is to lose burrito smell. Step 17 is to pretend to read smart books. Step 18 is to use deodorant everywhere. Step 19 is to display Monstermon card knowledge, and then step 20 is to not display Monstermon knowledge. And so, yeah, that's his list that he got wrong. So I don't know whose fault that was. I'm not sure if it was the voice actor's fault, the editor's fault. I'm not sure, but oh well.
Yeah. So, Dipper starts daydreaming about him and Wendy dancing together and how she's, like, complimenting certain parts of his steps. And she asks, like, can I see that list again?
And then he pulls out the list and she just swoons.
Yeah. So, it cuts to the party, and Seuss is, again, DJ, and Grunkle Stan says he's gonna charge an exit fee of $15. So, you buy the tickets, and then for you to be allowed to leave, you have to pay $15. So, Mabel is walking around trying to make friends, and she sits down next to this one person who is, like, has the voice of a man, but is really just like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody makes fun of her for that, apparently. And then there's one other kid.
Their names are Grenda and Candy.
What?
Their names are Grenda and Candy.
Yeah. And, Seuss decides that whoever can party the hardest would get the party hard crown. Party hardy crown. And
this is when we... Oh, sorry. This is when we meet a hilarious character that is such a stereotype, but honestly, Gravity Falls is great with it.
Pacifica Northwest.
Amazing name, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, that name, though, I heard that. I was like, Pacifica Northwest? What? And she says she is obviously going to win. And apparently, the two other girls with Mabel, they say that she's, like, one of the most popular girls in town. So Mabel challenges her to a battle for the crown. Leo, would you like to continue this?
Sure. Mabel sounds like a fat old lady's name. Anyways, I'm sorry, that was my impression of Pacifica Northwest. And so, Pacifica doesn't really like Mabel. And Mabel, honestly, is okay with it. And she is still nice to Pacifica either way. Anyways, so yeah, Mabel is just dancing her heart out. And then we see Dipper outside. And Wendy says that she has... Or no, she doesn't have to. But she wants to go inside and dance. And so Dipper decides to cover for her. And... I don't know, but, there's, 70 people who are trying to, get in for some reason at the ticket stand. And Dipper at that moment decides, you know what, I'm going to go in too. But then we see Stan, and Stan stops him. And so he tells him that he promised him that he wouldn't leave the stand no matter what. And then he pulls out a weird, like, recording of him saying, I promise. And so Dipper, has to stay. And then Stan walks away weirdly. He goes off screen, then comes back in screen, then goes off screen again. It's weird. Anyways, so Dipper, somehow, I don't know how, but he's able to go inside and goes up to that copy machine again and then clones himself. I just want to say, I have a couple questions here. One, how did he get past Stan? Two, so Dipper's wearing a bow tie right now. And how did the copy machine not copy the bow tie? And then thirdly, how did the copy machine not copy the pine tree on his hat? So
what I was wondering is, how did it, how did he fit in that? Like, that must have been a really big copy machine, because aren't they, 12 years old?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also,
I feel like most 12-year-olds are, around around 4 feet. Wait, 4 feet.
Around 4 feet? Jeez, I'm not 4 feet.
Around 5 feet, more or less. I know some tall people, I know some pretty short people, but around 4 feet. So that copy machine must have been, insanely big.
Also, how did it copy okay, so later on, we see that apparently his clone has a copy of the list in his pocket. How did it copy the list, but it didn't copy the bow tie? It's a weird copy machine. Anyways, would you like to continue?
Sure. So, Dipper made a copy of himself. And he asks, or he names the copy Tyrone and writes a 2 on the hat.
Once again, how did the pine tree not copy? It's very confusing. Anyways.
Yeah. So, the pine tree on his hat didn't copy, which Dipper has a hat that has a pine tree on it.
Obviously.
And the pine tree wasn't there, so Dipper wrote a 2 on it, so he knew it was, not him. And Dipper tells the copy to cover at the ticket stand, and he's gonna go dance with Wendy. And he asks if he is gonna turn. Dipper, the original Dipper, is like, you better not turn on me, or are you gonna turn on me like clones in the movies? And the clone says he will not. And he says Dipper can just pour water on him if he does. And so Dipper goes out, and Robbie and Wendy are together, and Dipper is mad because he daydreams that they're gonna dance together, and then she says, we should go get married. And then Dipper gets a phone call.
No, you missed a funny part. You missed a funny part. So in that daydream, so Wendy says, hold on, I have to go do something really quick. And then she goes and walks over to Dipper and literally just uppercuts him in the stomach. And then she yells out to Robbie, now let's go get married.
Yes. So it's from he gets a call, and it's from the clone. Robbie and Wendy go sit down on a couch together, and Dipper decides he needs more clones. So he makes another one, and then he makes another one, but the second one was distorted.
Yeah, his name is Paper Jam Dipper.
Paper Jam Dipper, yeah. So it cuts to the popular girl, who is singing, and then hands Mabel the mic, and the singing was actually pretty good.
Not by Pacifica. Pacifica sucks.
Okay, Pacifica wasn't... Okay, her person is rude and bad, but her singing wasn't terrible. It was okay.
It was pretty bad.
Leo, do you want to go?
Sure. And so, Pacifica is just singing, and she breaks a paper cup, in which I don't know how she does it, but she breaks a paper cup with her voice. And so she walks over to Mabel and Grenda and tells them that Grenda sounds like a professional wrestler. And Grenda says, I want to put her in a headlock and make her feel pain. And so she hands Mabel the mic, and then Mabel starts singing a song, Don't Start Unbelieving, which is a parody of Don't Stop Believing. And that's kind of funny, I guess. And so... Don't stop believing. Sorry, okay, anyways, so Mabel's actually kind of good. And then she says, I'm going to do a flip. And then she just belly flops. She doesn't even try. She just belly flops. And so, we see Dipper walk in and walks over to Seuss and tells him, or well, we don't know what he tells him, but we see him whispering something to Seuss. And so, Seuss says, will the owner of a red and silver bike please report outside? Your bike is being stolen currently. And so Robbie runs outside to go get his bike, in which I don't know how the bike ended up outside, because if you saw earlier, his bike was inside. Like, his bike was inside the Mystery Shack, and I don't know how it teleported outside, but it just did. Anyways, so yeah, he goes and runs off. And so, Sue starts playing some romantic music for some reason, and then Mabel just appears and tells Dipper to dance with Wendy, and Dipper doesn't want to. He tries to, and then he just doesn't, and he clones himself 8 more times. There are now 10 Dippers, including him, and so they all come up with a plan together, and so I'm just gonna list all of the things that happened in the short sequence. One of them is distracting Seuss with a dot, a laser pointer. And then, so one of them slips in a CD that has the words Wendy Mix on it into the disco thing, or DJ thing. One of them turns pink lights on the spotlight. And then one of them closes the curtain so Robbie doesn't come back. One of them basically puts money on a fishing rod and then makes Stan chase it away. One of them basically just dings a bell, so that way Normal Dipper and Tyrone can know what's going on. By the way, Tyrone is the name of the Dipper number 2. So, yeah. And so, Dipper walks out to go dance with Wendy, and then he finds Wendy actually upstairs. That she wasn't supposed to be upstairs. And so, Dipper says, weren't you supposed to be downstairs? And then Wendy says that she actually has to use the bathroom and is currently waiting for the bathroom. And so Dipper tries to small talk, but just fails miserably. And then so Wendy asks the question, Maya, would you like to continue?
Sure. So Wendy is talking about, or Wendy pulls out a picture of her family.
Oh, okay. Well, you kind of missed the part where she was talking to Dipper about who would be the leader.
Oh, yeah. So Wendy asks if everybody at that party were trapped on an island, who would be, like, the leader? And Wendy, I forget who Wendy said.
It's the guy randomly punching the air.
Oh, yeah. There was a dude on the dance floor randomly punching the air, and she said him. And then Dipper said it was,
the tall guy.
I don't know his name, but he was, like, really tall. And
yeah, we don't know his name.
It would be an advantage because he's really tall, so he could, like, reach the coconuts on the tree.
Which is a weird answer, may I add. Mm-hmm. Continue.
So, she starts talking. She pulls out a picture of her and her brothers, and she was like, she had, like, braces and was, like, had, like, pigtails or whatever. It was not the Wendy we know. It was just, no. And, then Dipper, that makes him think about a birthmark he has, and he says something, and Wendy's like, birthmark? And he's like, what? Like, he didn't mean to say that. And, so he shows her, and it's on his forehead, but it's, like, covered by his hair. It's in the shape of the Big Dipper. And Wendy's like, so that's how you got your nickname.
So
your parents hated you.
So can I tell you something?
Yes.
So now we know that Dipper is just a nickname. Would you like to know his real name?
Are we gonna find out later?
Nope, we never find out. It's only in the book. I'm pretty sure. It might not be in the book. I don't know how we figured it out, but I searched it up and I know what it is.
What is it?
Okay, so guys, Dipper's real name is... Oh no! The foot is cut out right as I was saying that. Don't ask me how I already know, even though I'm recording. I don't know. You're just gonna have to wait till the end of season 1 to find out. Anyways. So, yeah, I'm not telling you. Wait for the end of the season 1. Anyways.
You realize I could just look it up.
Yeah, but don't.
I won't. Anyway,
Surprise.
do you want to continue or can I?
Well, do you?
I'll continue. So, all of the Dippers, or one of the Dippers walks up and is like, hey, you didn't stick to the plan. Why are you up here? So now they're all mad at the original Dipper. And Dipper says maybe he doesn't need the plan because him and Wendy were actually kind of bonding right there. And they turn on Dipper and they drag him away into a closet. And Dipper's like, I can't breathe in here. And they're like, yes, you can. There's snacks and drinks and all that stuff. So, yeah. Leo, would you like to continue?
Sure. So, yeah, he's just aggressively eating...
Oh, I tried to mute. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, Dipper is just aggressively eating the, crackers and dip that they gave him, the cheese and crackers. And so, the other Dippers are trying to figure out who's going to dance with Wendy. And so they start, like, fighting. And then Tyrone asks everybody, hey, if you got trapped in a closet, what would you do? And then they all say at once, escape. And so I look over and find out that Dipper has escaped from the closet. And so we cut to Dipper, who is currently just trying to make a run for it over to Wendy. And then as he's running over to the railing, he shouts out Wendy, although as he's shouting, another Dipper just grabs him and covers his mouth. And so they drag him again, and they basically are going to try to attack him. And he makes a good point about how they all have the same mindset, they all have the same physical ness to them. And so if they fought, then it would just go on for infinity. And so they all fight. They just fight. And then we see Dipper, who has a number 7 disguise on. And so they all see him and they're like, oh my gosh, he's getting away. And then he says, no, I'm number 7. I'm definitely number 7. They don't fall for it. And so they all try to run at him, although Dipper has a firecracker in his pocket, or like not a party popper. That's what it is.
It's like a confetti cannon.
Yeah, like a party popper in his pocket. And then he just shoots it, and for some reason, it sets off the fire alarm. I still don't know why. Do those things set off smoke?
I think they turn on when it like gets smoky.
Huh. I don't know why, but like the thing like started emitting smoke, and so that set off the fire alarm. And we know earlier that all liquids make the clones disintegrate. And so
I just realized what you said. I didn't understand your question. I thought you meant like, don't they get turned on when smoke comes off? I think they kind of have like a bit of some sort of like pressurized gas or something, because that's what makes it explode, but I don't think they actually have smoke in them.
Very interesting. Anyways, so so basically all of the clones just melt, except for a couple, although in here we only see one left, although I'm going to get to that later. And so we only see Tyrone left. Maya, would you like to continue?
Yes. So, it cuts to Mabel, who is partying a lot. Just partying. And she says it was a super fun party. But she says like, thanks, like, even if I don't win, this was such a good party, to Pacifica. Pacifica is like being mean about it. Like, she's not even being nice. And Dipper, it cuts to Dipper, who sees Wendy having fun with Robbie. They're like laughing, standing next to each other. And Seuss says that the party crown, they're gonna like vote for the party crown. So basically, they're like, if you vote for Mabel, then scream and clap and stuff. Or if you vote for Pacifica, then scream and clap and stuff. So it ends out in a tie, but then Pacifica grabs like a $10 bill or however much, I don't know how much it was, but a dollar bill, and puts it in front of, I don't know.
Old Man McGucket?
Old Man McGucket. And
hold on, I'm sorry. My question.
Hello, and I'm Leo from Mystery Twins, and here's one of Leo's, for some reason, tangents. Here we go.
How did he get in? If he needs money that bad, how did he get in and how will he get out? Because there's an exit fee and an entrance fee. Why is he there? He's sleeping. Why is he there?
Yeah, so he was sleeping, and Pacifica puts, like, money in front of him, and it wakes him up, and she, like, looks at him, and he starts, like, screaming and clapping because he's happy. And Seuss is sad to say that Pacifica wins because she bribed him.
Would you like to hear my amazing impersonation of Pacifica Northwest? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Jorge. Everyone come to the after party at my parents' boat. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, she says that, and everybody cheers for her and walks out. So Mabel is...
Oh, and by the way, Jorge was Seuss. She called Seuss Jorge.
Thank you, Jorge.
She didn't even know his name. She just called him Jorge.
Yeah. So Mabel says she's sorry to the other two friends that she made. That she says she's sorry that she like let them down and stuff. And they're like, it's fine, we can still have the sleepover. And Mabel's like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna talk to our moms and ask them if we can have a sleepover.
They basically just invited themselves into her house for a sleepover. Can you do that? Like,
no. Anyway, so they all have the sleepover, or they all decide to have the sleepover, and they walk over to the dance floor and have a dance party. So Dipper and Dipper 2 are sitting on the roof chatting, and Tyrone, Dipper 2, is drinking something and then spills it on himself, and he melts. And Dipper...
R.I.P. Tyrone.
What?
R.I.P. Tyrone. He lived long and he was a good brother.
Yeah. So Dipper goes up to Wendy after... Dipper tears up his plan thing with all the steps and walks to the dance thing, walks up to Wendy, and then Mabel is like, hi, Dipper! And then starts talking, is like, you haven't met my girlfriends yet. Okay? And it ends there. And the code at the end...
No, wait, no. It doesn't end there, Maya. We actually see Seuss at the very end just testing out his DJ board. And he's just pressing all the buttons on his keyboard and making the different sound effects.
Yeah.
So... and then it ends there.
Anyway, Leo, do you want to say the code?
Sure. So, the code is Paper Jam Dipper says, yeah, that's it. It's basically just somebody slammed their head on the keyboard. So, Paper Jam Dipper is actually the 11th Dipper clone. He wasn't the very last one. I'm pretty sure he was actually like the third one. But a paper got crinkled up after coming out of the copy machine. And so when he got summoned, Paper Jam Dipper, he can't speak normally, so he's basically just saying random noises like ow, 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 and stuff like that. And so it's funny because Paper Jam Dipper is just like an abomination of a thing, and Paper Jam Dipper says ah.
This honestly makes me wonder if there is a way to decode what he said.
No, it's not. It's not a code or anything. I'm pretty sure that it's not. I've checked. It's just
Well, I'm saying, like, it could be any different, like, type of decoding thing that you have to use. I mean, there might not be, but I'm just saying, like, that's something that the creators of this show would do.
Okay. Later me, fact check that. Hi, this is Later Leo here, and yeah, no, it's not a code or anything. It's just a head slammed on a keyboard.
Yes.
Okay. So, yep, that's the code. And so that's where the recap gets capped.
Yep. Okay. Do we want to move on?
Yep, let's go. So, it is time for thoughts and feelings. What did you think of this episode?
I mean, it was very predictable from the title, honestly. But it wasn't bad. It's probably like maybe fourth.
Oh, for me it's third. For me it goes The Inconveniencing, the first episode, and then this one.
Really? The first episode?
Yeah, I mean the first episode, it's iconic. You can't
True.
not.
True, I agree.
And so, do you think that this has any plot relevance?
I mean, maybe all of the Dippers will come back.
Maybe. But yeah, I think that mostly it just moves along the Dipper and Wendy plot, which is still weird to think about, saying that she's 15 and he's like 12. The age difference isn't that much, but still, it's just weird.
It's also funny that, like, honestly, if it were like my friends, not my friends, but like my sister's friends actually would probably make fun of her for dating, like when they would turn like 18, they'd be like, ha, you're dating a 15-year-old, you're dating a minor.
But like, here's the thing. I get it that Mabel's being like supportive and all, but if he's like embarrassed, then you shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, you should go talk to Wendy because, you love Wendy, like right in front of Wendy. Like, that's not being supportive. That's just embarrassing him.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Mabel, but no thank you, Mabel.
Yeah.
So, what else? So, what would you rate the mythicalness or the magicalness of this episode? Like, what would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10?
The magicalness was like a 2. Like a copy machine copying. Like, I know that would be honestly kind of hard to do in real life. It wasn't creative.
I mean, it was creative. I mean, would you think, so if you were writing a script for a show, would you think about including a paper copying machine that copies humans?
I mean, maybe not, but for a show that is like we've had, what are those, minotaurs and
Manitars, actually.
We've had gnomes and like stuff like that, and then this is just like a clone.
Yeah.
So it's not like just a clone, but it's not as much like magical stuff as those things.
Yeah, but honestly, that's what's cool about it. It's like a mellow Gravity Falls.
Yeah. And I think it definitely, like you just said, it definitely helped the Dipper and Wendy thing move along.
I still hate that it exists.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad episode or anything. It just, the magicalness was not as magical as it normally is.
Yeah. So, do you think that that's enough for the thoughts and feelings?
Yep.
All right.
I think we're good to move on.
All right, so on to, I don't even remember at this point, trivia. Here we go.
Okay, on the thoughts and feelings. Oh my gosh. On the trivia. Leo, yes. Thank you for applauding my bad English.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay. Anyways.
On to trivia. So, Leo, would you like to start with the question?
Sure. Okay. So, at the very, very, very beginning of the episode, what was the first thing we see?
I think it was a bullhead on the wall.
That's incorrect. It's actually a rhino head.
I was close.
So, what did it say on the flyer? You don't have to say everything, but there's one word that I'm looking for in particular.
Free.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's free with a question mark.
Yep, it said
Like,
free on it.
free? And it's not free. I mean,
I have that in my notes, but I didn't even need to think about it because I remember you paused it right when we did that. And I was like, free. Like, Uncle Stan would never make something free.
Exactly. Like, I mean, he did put a question mark. Anyways.
True.
So, what was Mabel's original job?
Selling tickets at the ticket booth.
Yep. What part of Dipper comes to life?
His arm.
What is the slogan that Seuss made up for the copier store?
It was like paper clips and paper chips. I don't know.
No, you were not even. There's nowhere in there is the word paper.
Oh.
It is calendars, mugs, t-shirts, and more. They got it all at the copier store.
I was close.
No, you did. You said paper clips and like paper chips. Like, what is a paper chip, Maya?
It's like a little piece of paper.
No. Anyways, so, what is Dipper? What are the two things that didn't get printed out when Dipper clones himself?
The hat and the bow tie.
Yes. The thing on the hat.
The
Yeah,
three on.
yeah. What is step 4 in the list?
Get rid of my burrito print?
Nope, that is like number 17. 16 actually.
I got this. Wear clean pants.
Pants is number 2. It is actually laugh at jokes.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what is the exit fee?
$15.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten all but like 2 right.
What are the names of the what are the names of the 3 new characters that we meet this episode? They're all girls.
It's like Candy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with, I have no clue. And, describe.
Blonde.
Pacifica Northwest.
Yup. All I had to say was blonde and you immediately knew.
I don't know the other one.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you because you got 2 out of the 3. It was Grenda.
Oh,
And I have one. Yeah, I have one more for you. What song is Mabel singing?
It's like the knockoff song of Don't Stop Believing. It's like Don't Not Believe.
I'll give it to you. It's Don't Start Unbelieving. Alright, now you can ask questions.
Okay. What are Maple and Dipper doing with the silly string?
They're spraying it on each other. They're barfing.
Yeah, they're like pretending to barf with it. What do I was just about to ask the free question. I was like, what does the flyer say? You always steal my questions.
I thought you were going to do the ending ones. Or like the second half.
Oh, I can do that. Let's see. So, Dipper. Wait, no. Oh yeah. How many clones of Dipper does he make?
He makes 10, not including himself. But including himself, it's 11.
Which number was the deformed dipper?
I mean, he didn't have a number because he was
No,
deformed. He was
like,
technically third.
Was he the first one?
He was technically the third one.
What'd you say?
He was technically the third one.
Yes. Who was the last dipper clone that was alive?
Tyrone, number 2.
That we know of.
That we know of, yeah. Number 2, Tyrone.
I don't know. I'm just like predicting this. I have a feeling they're gonna come back. I think.
Well, actually, I know they're gonna come back. Just wait till the journal segment.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm making some good predictions this time. So, what? Okay, I think this is gonna be the last question. Although I might do one more. We'll see.
Okay.
What does Pacifica say after she wins the crown?
Thank you, Jorge.
Yeah, okay, that works. I don't know why I said that works. Yes.
We love Jorge. We love Jorge.
Yes, you did that. Amazing. Oh, I have one more question.
Oh, okay.
How does Tyrone die?
He drank soda, even though I'm pretty sure that he knew that soda kills him. He just drank soda while making an alliance with Dipper, I guess, or like closing the conflict with them.
Yep. He drank soda. Okay, that's all my questions.
Okay. So, are you ready to state our fun facts?
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to fun facts. I'm going to start, and I actually did the copy machine. So the copy machine was made on October 22nd of 1938. It uses electrostatic charges on a light-sensitive photoreceptor to attract toner particles. So old copy machines were called mimeographs. Mimeographs, not minographs, sorry. And then now they are called photocopiers, as a more modern word for it. And they were invented by Chester Carlson. So Chester Carlson was arthritic, and he found it painful and tedious to make so many copies of papers. So the reason he needed so many copies of papers was because of his job at the patent office in New York. He was also a part-time inventor. This also shows that the copy machine was invented in New York. And it uses something called, or like copying things like that is called xerography.
That's interesting. Yep. Okay, so my topic was silly string. And so this actually has a kind of interesting history. So, apparently, the invention of silly string was actually accidental. It was invented in 1972 when some guys named Leonard A. Fish and Robert P. Cox, which I think is kind of funny, like peacocks, were tasked to make a flammable I still can never pronounce this word. Resinous, I think it's called.
Resinous.
Composition. The initial idea was to make a spray-on cast for people who were injured, but that's not what happened. It did work, but I tested about 500 different types of nozzles, and eventually Leonard found one that had a nice string and was a cool toy. After this, he decided to make a toy out of it, and I'm not sure if they actually got it, but I'm pretty sure they did. So, good job, Leonard and Robert.
Yes. Okay, you have anything else to add?
Nope. I think that's good.
Okay.
So now onto the book.
Next section, I guess.
Onto the book. Here we go. Okay then, so it is now time for the book segment. So, this one, you will kind of get to hear about your theory earlier, where you said that you think that the Dippers may come back. We actually have proof that some of them survived. So, greetings, This is Tracy, aka Dipper number 3, officially taking over authorship of the journal. Dipper number 4, aka Quattro, and I were given the task of distracting Robbie by stealing his bike. After leaving in the woods, we returned to the party just in time to witness Dipper Classic betray our clone brethren. We watched in horror as he melted them with a sprinkler. Why would he do such a thing? I would never do such a thing, so how could he? He is me, or he is we? Anyway, you get the point. Quattro and I are hiding in the bedroom closet waiting for DC's return, also known as Dipper Classic. I just want to take a moment to notice that I'm currently in my closet right now, so I am he, or he is we, anyway. So Quattro and I are hiding in the bedroom closet waiting for DC's return. When the party ends, plus Dipper Classic falls asleep, we will put Plan C into action. We will take over his life and start dating Wendy. He will live in the closet. I've got it all worked out. It's what he would do if he was us, which he is. And so, we have the clone schedule right here. So on Sunday, Quattro will eat, and then all day date with Wendy. And then debrief. Monday is Tracy, who will eat, work, date with Wendy, debrief. It's basically just that until Saturday, which is Tracy's day to date with Wendy. Anyways, so yeah, just reviewed the plan with Quattro, and he isn't happy with how I split up the days. He thinks it's unfair that I get Saturday and he gets Sunday. I explained to him that it's all balances out in fairness-wise because I'm the one who took the time to make up the chart and figure all this out. I mean, what has he done? Sit in the corner coloring and eating cheese crackers. That's what. Boy, I really get on my nerves sometime. Hey, is someone coming? Why did I write that? Oh no! Original Dipper here. I came back from the party and heard myself arguing with myself in the closet. I opened the door to find 3 and 4 inside. I was so happy to see those guys, I'd forgotten all about them. I took one look at the pit cola in my hand, and they freaked out. Said, "You'll never get us," and ran out of the room and into the woods before I had a chance to explain. Kind of worried about those dudes. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. On the bright side, guess who just danced with Wendy? And then that's where it ends.
Wow. Wow. So how many Dippers was that?
There were 3, including Original Dipper.
Okay, there's 3 different Dippers left.
Well, I mean, no, because it rained, remember?
Oh.
So yeah, they're not. They're all gone. All the Dipper clones are gone. They're all dead.
Oh. Then never mind. But that was an interesting story.
Yeah. And,
I mean,
I guess you get to see Dipper, fighting with himself.
yeah. It's funny how they, continued that part of the episode.
Yeah.
Is the book, I'm wondering, does it give you any crucial information? If you didn't have it and you still watched the whole series, would you still be, fine? Or does it give, information?
It gives a bunch of spoilers.
Spoilers? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It gives, a bunch of, information, about the show that you would need to watch first to actually read the book. So, I recommend watching the show first before reading the book.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to read the book.
I know, I'm talking to them.
Watch the show. We're waiting to do this, so. I mean, I am doing both, but. Okay, now I'm confusing myself. Anyway.
Now, dang it, you're fighting with yourself, Maya. You need a clone for that. Stop. Anyways, so now I guess it's time for acknowledgements. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we are going to do acknowledgements, and who wants to go first? Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Thank you to the person who commented, "I think that this podcast is going to be great. I'm going to listen to it later. Great episode."
I don't know how you listened to it later if you said great episode, but good job. And thank you very much.
Thank you for the comment as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
That noise? What was that? Oh. Sorry, off topic.
Anyways, so, thank you again to Wigful. Wigful is our number 1 fan. Thank you very much, Wigful. Love it. Another great episode.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, any last minute topics I want to discuss?
I don't know. I can't stop thinking about like where everything that happens in this is gonna like come back.
It's a good thought to think. But you're just gonna have to wait, you know? And you guys too. If you are actually new like Maya, or if you're not new, I hope that you guys enjoy the podcast either way. Also, once again, oh wait, what?
I said yes.
Oh. And once again, we love all the feedback and we love all the comments and we really, really appreciate them. And,
By the way, just listen to this. Can you hear this?
no.
You can't?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was playing with slime because I can. Sorry, off topic. Guys, I'm really off topic today. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so, thank you guys for watching the episode and, please make sure to, tune in next time.
Bye!
Bye!
Okay, so the copy machine was made on October 22nd, 2038. 2038.
You said 2038?
Whoopsies.
Well,
Guys,
I get it, it's the
messed
new...
up.
I get it that it's the new year, but that is like a long time, okay? No.
I'm
2038?
sorry.
It is 2024, not 20... Okay. That's the blooper. Yeah.
Yeah,